well with this composition. I'm really excited to see Hung kind of maneuvering with this Rumble.
All right, Zora, what can you do on the Melio? You got the Ultra Mega Fire kick, but will it be enough here? He's trying to heal up, does burn that flash. Who's tanking it now? It will be Hung. He takes an extra shot. He goes down. It's traded.
That does end up going down. Not really like gaining too much off it. It's not like you're denying an 80 carry, right? Had that been like Uncle Cho in that situation and he goes down, it's just end up being a 1-for-1. At least gets a kill on himself, which, you know, he's a Rumble, needs gold to be this big carry later on in the game. So I think for Hung, you're going to take that even if you would have preferred executing slightly differently.
Pretty aggressive game plan from WE there as well. Obviously, Hung going for that early chicken invade there and then wrapping back around down towards bottom lane to try to get a dive. And obviously, got a kill, got first blood at least for Hung. Get back on the map, see what this Rumble can do. But presence and pressure can be there for AL as they do get a lot more vision down towards that bottom side as well. Of that direction, I do wonder, when do they find a little bit of love and care down here, and when does Iwandi connect that hit? As he does, Emilio is healing up here, no, and now you got a little bit of a step forward for Choi, and he's looking for hope as well. He's on the affiliates, he gets the last chakram, and he picks up a kill. Maybe Iwandi quickly following him as well, but he doesn't, and that healing coming to life as the fire roars from anyone's legend.
I was gonna say, getting to see, right, the range coming out, the healing coming out, Zora even having heal, able to utilize that one. Where W don't have it, Shanks.
That's a flash from Shanks. That's Scout of the Week, and be a little bit after.
I think this is a good example of, I was going to pivot off you saying, even playing towards mid a little bit. Sure, you're probably not going to kill Shanks, but I feel like a lot of teams kind of undervalue pressure ganks, or like, you know, even just like hovering around a lane, someone oversteps, just trying to get that flash, because now it means Shanks will have to play more respectfully, and it potentially opens up for Pinsy to push out for you to get vision control towards bot side, and then enable Uncle Cho and Zora to carry.
Iwandi was trying to make a trip down towards mid lane. I love to see kind of that movement from the Blitzcrank. It needs to be a pivotal point, as a little bit of damage done to the turret from Cube up here. We finally get to see what's happening in this top lane. Not much has changed. They're growing a little taller, maybe have a little bit more gold in their pockets. And then we'll go back there later on in the game. We're actually going to take back a look, though, at this original catch-out that ended up in AL's favor.
Yeah, I mean, they get everything they want, but again, the campfire comes out. You can see him healing up, even throwing out the heal, so Jichoyi can even keep running down Hope in this bot side.
Oh, that's cool from the top.
Little crescendo, and then bam. Just ends up getting it. You know, I wish I would have paid more attention to what components both AD carries were sitting on going into that, because again, Hope, even still having the CS lead, again, we did get to see the benefit of a lot of like the sustain that Emilio brings in that 2v2, and again, starting off with that bonus range, and having the heal doesn't hurt either. Be able to make sure they get it. Sadly, just not having enough damage to burst out Zora just yet off of that hook.
We'll see if the hooks continue to be the game changer down here. Xiaohao has finally made it. The Eagle has landed. And we have some presence in bot lane from AL.
Uncle Cho, you don't want to be here, my dude. An equalizer can just come out of nowhere.
Don't. Oh, he gets grabbed, and there's that equalizer. A kill to Hope. Well, Uncle Cho will be up in the top side now, and he might not want to be there. As the big connection comes through, the equalizer goes in as well. The Moonlight Vigil, though, from a distance will pick him up a kill. He's still burning, though, so gotta be a little bit careful. He got fire on both sides, but AL come away clean.
I thought you were just combining the names of Jinx and, like, Jinx ultimate name with, like, what Lee Sin does. Shanks.
Oh, that's actually a TP, or not a TP, rather. A flash coming through. He actually gets the knockback. This is going to be a solo. Shanks wants it. He goes for the flash. Goes golden. Power unleashed. Shanks gets the walk away kill on a Pinsy. Solo bolo. Nice.
His name is HFMIZ.
Well,
wait.
No time for that because we got the equalizer and the grab in. Hope picks up another kill, and it's right onto Pinsy.
You know, it seemed like AL had an idea they were there, which is why I kept going. But still getting picked off, and WE having a lot of threat. They can keep trying to run this down.
Iwandi feels like a solo queue Blitzcrank right now. It's just those players like, I don't know how he's touching these rocket grabs, but they're happening.
It's also one of the reasons why Blitzcrank is such a flippy champion, right? Because Blitzcrank is kind of a win condition for a team onto himself, where if a hook hits out of nowhere, even if you're significantly behind, it hits on the right person, bam, you are back in the game. We're going to see here, though, just a great equalizer layered out onto all three members. Gets the stun right into the hook, Pinsy having nowhere to go. And again, with how far back AL we're playing before.
Of a moment, because Iwandi is fishing. He's got his fishing rod out. I don't know what size string he's got, but he's looking for a big one. Now we got the equalizer on 5 members there. Mega Death Rocket, the rocket grab does not connect. Got a lot of healing coming out from Elio and Zora. And you should have, okay, we're just going to flip it. We're flipping burgers today, Lyric.
They see 2 ultimates go down, and now they feel confident that they can take a fight because they still have everything online.
Let's see if they truly can pull the magic bait here. 3,000 down to about a little bit split decisions here. They're going to commit. There's the fire, though. Can it keep you warm? Hog has gotten to Baron, and now one gets it. Hope excited. You got a zombie Scion in the pit, but you got to try to close down the rest of the big rocket grab. And Pinsy's down. His big zap as well, and it's catastrophe for AL.
Mazel, I am just so confused. I thought the thought process of AL was, hey, no equalizer, no death rocket anymore to come out from Hope. Let's start this. We have all of our ultis up. Let's get a fight. And it seems like, hey, we burned this faster than we thought. Let's just try to take the Baron. But you open it up to what might be a potentially advantageous fight to just turning it into a 50-50 Baron. And I know I said I love 50-50 Barons because I do. But I also like fights more. And that fight turning probably a better idea for AL. But we'll see how it all starts here. Great equalizer to try to cut them off. Sadly for WE, you don't have a whole lot of engage outside of that blitz hook, which allows for AL to go, hey, let's turn onto this Baron. They do it quite fast. But again, I think maybe trying to turn, try to get the fight would be a bit better. But Hung goes in. Does he even have smite?
Oh, I couldn't even see it because Shanks' health bar. Oh my goodness, that was such tight margins there. And honestly, I was surprised that he was able to even get in the pit in the last place. But as soon as one goes down in a pit like that and Hope is on fire, it ain't going one way but south. And I think you see the clean house aspect of it there for WE. But again, that decisiveness showing through. And now they have shutdowns across the board except for Iwandi, who honestly should probably have the biggest shutdown.
Yeah, Iwandi has been... Yeah, Iwandi's been bold. This game is... Ooh, they actually don't end up spotting him, I believe. Or did they? Because they are chasing him down, so... Seems like they did. Going to just be able to whittle down this mid lane turret with these rockets. And I mean, sadly now, 10k gold lead. The lead is just too commanding for the side of WE. It is what you'd expect, right? They were a playoff team in spring.
They were.
AL finished in 16th.
And that playoff berth, definitely looking to improve on that here for WE in this summer split. Let's see if they can at least find the pieces to the puzzle with Cube joining the roster. You got a nice little needlework on the back. They're shredding ZDZ at this point. And one kill goes down, you know what happens. There's an excited Jinx on the other side. And you ain't getting fired up from Emilio anytime soon. AL will secede this tower in the mid lane and lose an in-hit for it.
They also have a wave about to crash into turret and bot that they can very easily pivot into. So this might be 2 huge structures going over to WE. They still have that Baron buff to play with. And now full health bars for AL.
Here as well. They do get a nice little frost though. And Showhouse 4-man knockup with the Cyclone is just not enough. And now you've also caught out the carries here one by one. They're falling down like dominoes. You grab back in ZDZ, and at this point, you're fine having that Scion at home because you can just burst him down in the final touches of this second game. The final touches on WE's first series is coming to hand. You got Jutcho E, who actually gets a little bit of something back. And now Hope looking for some kills, looking to take down the duo of these 2 newbies here for AL to finish out the game. You got Pinzy trying to make something happen with the scat of the week. Cube goes forward, but the needlework is too much. He actually gets one down. That power unleashed was huge, but now they're focusing on to the Nexus. And WE claimed their first series win here of the summer split.
Yeah, sadly, Mazel, the Dark Hand gets their hand on all 12 talismans. Shendu is going to be revived. And our main hero, Uncle Cho, just can't get it done. But to be fair to him, to be fair to AL, coming in with some more changes, WE having a very solid core, having a very solid placement in the spring split. And honestly, again, just having a bit of a better foundation to be able to build off of, to be able to work with. and showing here today. Didn't necessarily need to be like an overwhelming stomp, didn't need to be like crazy flashy, but it was just them solidly in control over both games.
And they get to take this wonderful bow for their first series win at their home arena. You got to hear the roars of the crowd in those last few fights. You know, it gave them a little bit of that extra motivation. But love to see WE starting off on a strong foot.